The bunker is one of the places where you'll find golfers cheating a lot of the time. So take the Patrick Reed situation as an example. Now, although he wasn't in the bunker, this happens all the time in the bunker where people set up, they get down here and they brush the sand back a little bit, either just here, fluffing up their lie a little bit, or commonly they'll get down here and they'll get a little bit on the backswing. And that is totally illegal. And what's interesting about that is you might not even know it's happening. You see, from where you're standing now, you can't see what I'm doing behind this ball. Just pushing down a little bit. Perfect. You would never know I cheated. So that's pretty obvious, but there's some ways that people are cheating in here that aren't so obvious, and you gotta be aware of what your competitor might be trying to pull on you. This is a common one, and I like to call it the lift. You see that first one, it's easy to spot because you see some sand moved out behind your ball. But here with the lift, you might not see anything. And a lot of time it occurs when your ball is just not sitting as pretty as you would like it. And so your opponent might just come on in here and this little magician trick, sleight of hand here, and just looking at the shot, taking his practice swing, and you're not even gonna notice anything here at all. Oh, what do you know? How perfect a lie is that? That's probably one of the most common cheats out of the bunker that you probably never see. And if you're standing on the green while your opponent's in here, he's not gonna brush it. He's just gonna kind of look at it, and while he's looking at the hole, he's gonna slide that ball forward a little bit and give it the lift. And you can't even see it. How clever is that move? Hits it up there, taps in for par, and this cat just stole your money. But there's more that you gotta watch out for. Here's one you might not be aware of. Here's my ball. Good lie, no lift needed, no brushing of the sand required. I come in here, I grab the rake, and I'm gonna care for this bunker because there's some footprints in here. I haven't hit my shot yet. Am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to rake the bunker before my shot? A lot of you are gonna say, no, you can't do that. Matter of fact, you actually can rake the bunker before your shot, but you cannot rake in front or behind your ball. And you cannot improve your stance or your lie. But over here, I'm just taking general care of the bunker. Now, here's where this crosses the line. You are not allowed under any circumstances to test the condition of the sand. And if you think your opponent is raking a little too carefully, then you might want to suggest that, hey, why don't you rake afterward? Because I don't want you to get too familiar with the consistency and the texture of that sand. So, although you can generally rake and care for the bunker, you cannot test the condition of the sand. That would be a breach of the rules. Yes, I can sink my feet in. No, I can't shuffle them around and do a little dance to see how moist or soft or fluffy that sand is. Little gray area there, but you know it when you see it. Here is one that's, it's borderline. You could easily cheat with this deal. My ball is in the bunker. It plugged. We know it's here. It plugged right here in the lip. We all saw it. Now, I'm trying to search for it. Can I do this with my club to search for the ball? Yes, I can. I can use the club to search for the ball. Let me ask you this. Can I use my hand to search for the ball? Well, there it is. Yes, you can. You can use a club or the ball to search for your ball, but you do know you cannot use your club or your hand to test for the condition of the sand. So in my search, if I'm like really checking out the sand, that would be a breach of the rules. But I can use it to dig around, kind of dig a little bit. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found my ball. There it is. I got it. Got it right here. It's plugged. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Okay, have I broken a rule? Have I broken a rule? I didn't use a club or my hand to test the condition of the sand. I searched for my ball, I located my ball. I'm allowed to see my ball when I hit it. I'm allowed to see it. However, do you see what I did when I brushed everything away? I really got in here, brushed it back. You have to recreate the lie. So I got to put everything back the way it was. But I'm allowed to leave a little spot there where I can visually see my ball. That's legal. But this would be crossing the line. And a lot of people would say, hey, I'm allowed to see my ball, so I'm gonna, there you go, now I could see it. Well, you could see it long before that, so this would be technically a rule breaker. And if I'm in a tight match, I make that guy cover that sucker back up, just give him a little bit to see, and good luck playing this shot. Hidden hope, we're on, but we broke some rules there. Be aware of that one. There's more. All right, well, we're in the bunker. We got a lot of issues going on. You tell me, what rules am I breaking as I work on this shot here, okay? We already know I can rake, I can do this. I'm allowed to move loose impediments. Pine cone, totally loose impediment. Stick, loose impediment. Leaf, loose impediment, I can move that. This leaf, yes. Oh, I want to come back. All right, I got this thing here. Now, I don't know if it's a rock or a clump of sand. So I'm gonna kind of feel, okay, it's a rock. I can move a rock out of the sand trap. The sand is here for us to hit a sand shot, not a rock shot. So we are, yes, allowed to move rocks. If this were to disintegrate in my hand because it's a clump of sand, technically that's a violation. It's currently a gray area. So in other words, don't squeeze it. Feels like a rock, it's a rock. What about this leaf here? Now I'm allowed to move loose impediments, but unless I'm Houdini or somebody, there's no way to move that leaf without moving my ball. So unfortunately, I have to play this bad boy off the leaf. It's not as hard as it seems, but every now and then, you're just gonna have to deal with what you got on the golf course. Moving on. How about this scenario here? Now, although rare, stuff like this happens more often than you might think, and you gotta be aware of how people are cheating in a situation like this. I'm trying to go this way, I can't play this shot. I could play backwards. I don't want to play backwards. I'm gonna hit there, and then let's say you're not a very good player, you just might chunk it in the bunker again. So you want to save some strokes here. Here's how people are getting the best of you. They say, hey, I'm gonna take an unplayable lie. Can you take an unplayable lie in the bunker? You bet you can. What are your options with an unplayable lie? One, you can go back and replay your previous shot. Well, I don't want to do that, all right, because it could be worse. Probably not, but it's way back there, stroking distance, no thank you. My other options are, I can take 2 club lengths from the spot of the ball. And this is where they get you. Okay, I'm gonna take 2 clubs, I'm taking an unplayable lie, okay, no near the hole. I can't go this way, right? So I can take 2 clubs, I'm gonna go 1, 2. Okay, this is where I'm going. This is my unplayable lie. So you do this, 1 stroke penalty. Take your drop, voila, there you go. Well, they just cheated. You cannot take an unplayable lie and move it out of the bunker, or can you? Yes, you can take an unplayable lie in the bunker. And yes, you get 2 club lengths no closer to the hole. So I want 2 club lengths no closer to 1, 2. Well, that gets me here. Anywhere else is closer, there's closer. So the problem is that's not really an option for any type of good lie, because you would have to drop it 2 club lengths no near the hole, and it can't go near the hole, so I'd have to keep dropping. In other words, I'd have to eventually place my ball here and play this shot, which isn't much more easy than the previous one. So they're probably not going to do that. They're trying to get out of the bunker for free, and you're not going to let that happen. The other option for an unplayable lie is to go back on that same line, and they might try this one too, keeping a spot between you or the ball and the hole and going straight back on that line as far back as you want is what the rule says. So don't let them say, okay, look, I'm going to go around the earth and drop it on the other side of the hole, equal distance, a little bit farther away. You can't go around the earth, okay? Don't let anybody pull that little shenanigan on you. I've seen it happen. You can't go around the earth. You can only go back as far as your previous shot. That's the distance. So you can't go around the earth, in case you're wondering. Now, that wouldn't be an option here because it takes me out of the bunker. You have to stay in the bunker if your ball's in the bunker, if you're taking an unplayable lie for one penalty stroke. Newer rule in the game of golf is if you're in the bunker and you want to take an unplayable lie, my ball could be sitting perfectly. But if you suck out of the bunker and you take 10 strokes to get out of here, you might, under a pressure situation, take your 2-stroke penalty and come back to a shot that maybe you have a lot more success with. Take your drop here. Beautiful. Now I don't have to play a bunker shot, and if you're better at these, then you might want to do that. But don't let somebody pull a fast one on you and take a free stroke relief out of the bunker. Last one for you. If you aren't familiar with the rules of golf, one of your slimy friends might do this. Hey, I'm in a footprint. I'm just gonna care for the bunker. I'm allowed to rake the bunker a footprint, so I'm gonna mark my ball where it is. I'm gonna rake this. Beautiful. And then, then I'm just gonna put it back right where it was. Beautiful. Here we go. That's a penalty. Don't let somebody do that. If you're in a footprint, you have to play it, unfortunately. So, a little tip, when you're in the footprint, what you do is you play the footprint shot. Okay, then you measure the footprint, what it was. Okay, great. And then you take a mold of that footprint and you go to the clubhouse and you search like Cinderella for the person who made that. And now you know some of the rules and some of the ways people are getting the best of you out here in the bunker. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. See you soon.